Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the day after discussion video of the Oilers 3-2 overtime loss to the Colorado Avalanche. And last night's game was pretty exciting. Good crowd energy, lots of back and forth action. But the Avalanche, they proved why they are one of the best teams in the NHL, and they really pushed play after that first period, especially in the third period. I felt like all the high danger chances were in Colorado's favor. Edmonton did capitalize on a couple chances. They were up 2-1 with about 5.5 minutes left. Sean Walker got 2 goals for the Avs, and then the Oilers lost with 0.5 seconds left in overtime. Evan Bouchard was not able to get the puck in the corner from MacKinnon, who just an unbelievable pass to Arturi Lehkonen, who was in front. Lehkonen got past Draisaitl and ended up putting the puck through Skinner's arm, and it was kind of a disappointing end to the game and what otherwise was an exciting game. But kind of, having a chance to sleep on it and think about it, the more I'm actually a little bit concerned about the Oilers if they do match up against Colorado. I thought Edmonton played a really good first period in terms of their defensive structure, but Colorado was able to open the Oilers up a lot, especially in the neutral zone in the second and third. Colorado, they were really getting on the transition, the rush attack. Colorado likes to attack off the rush, and the Oilers, they're not great at defending the rush. They're not really good at defending zone entries, clean zone entries. The Oilers game and the way they're built is more for a cycle game. Now, they have individual players who can attack off the rush, like McDavid and Draisaitl, Nuge. Like, these guys, they can attack in transition, but that's not the game that Edmonton should be playing. Edmonton should be playing a more structured, pound a team down in the offensive zone, cycle the puck, work it to the point, get a shot on net, and then crash for rebounds, that type of game. Colorado, they are built to attack off the rush, and they proved last night why they are one of the best teams in the NHL at attacking on the rush. They are fast, they are relentless, and if you're caught sleeping and you're caught flat-footed, they are going to get behind you and get that puck in the net. But taking a look just in general at the Oilers right now, they are 7-1-2 in their last 10 games since February 26th. But their 5-on-5 play in that time has not been amazing. They have an expected goals for percentage barely above 50% in that time, which isn't terrible. It shows that they're not being dominated on a nightly basis. But you have games like against the Avs last night where Colorado really did control a lot of the higher danger opportunities. It's not something to be like super worried about, but just kind of looking at the Oilers in the last month or so, how they've been playing, it's not as good as it has been in the past, but they are getting wins because their goaltending has been phenomenal. Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard have combined for a team save percentage of over 95% since February 26th, which is very, very good. Next player I wanted to quickly touch on is Evan Bouchard. He is 4th on the team in scoring. He has 64 points this year, and he's 4th on the team in plus minus. He is a plus 24. Now, his defensive partner, Mattias Ekholm, he is 1st on the team in plus minus. He's at a plus 30. Now, plus minus is not a stat that I generally will put a lot of stock into. I mean, if you're a really good team, you should be a plus player. If you're a really bad team, you're going to be a minus player, even if it's not your fault as an individual. There are better stats that you can look at when it comes to this, but Evan Bouchard, in terms of his ability to generate offense and his ability to defend with his partner Ekholm, it's been very, very good. I think Evan Bouchard and Mattias Ekholm are a match made in heaven. They've been playing terrific hockey, and I wanted to touch on Bouchard specifically because there was a lot of fans that were mad at him not playing to the whistle against Nathan MacKinnon, but I actually thought he was playing to the whistle. Bouchard, he had been on the ice for a while. He was tired. He chased MacKinnon down into the corner, but Nathan MacKinnon proved last night why he's one of the best playmakers in the entire league, why he's one of the best players in the entire league, and why he is leading the NHL in scoring this season. That pass to Lehkonen was a thing of beauty. McKinnon's ability to kick that puck up from his skate, get it to his stick, and then thread that pass, that backhand pass to Lehkonen in the slot. I mean, you just got to give props to Nathan MacKinnon. It's not like Evan Bouchard just quit on the play or anything. It was just a defensive breakdown. It happens, but I'm not concerned about Evan Bouchard. I'd actually be more concerned about Cody Ceci and Brett Kulak and Vincent Desharnais, who got absolutely feasted on throughout the game. Now, Kulak, he can at least skate out of trouble. He is a good skater, and he can make a good first pass. But when he is saddled with Cody Ceci or Desharnais sometimes, It's hard for one defenseman to be able to kind of do everything when they're on the ice. Last night, Sean Walker, he was able to take advantage of a Brett Kulak pinch in the neutral zone in the second period, and Cody Ceci could not defend the rush chance that ended up in the back of the net. Now, when it comes to Sean Walker on the Avs, now Sean Walker was on the Philadelphia Flyers. He was a defenseman that a lot of fans in oil country had wanted back in November and December. I'm sure I can find tweets from, fans that are a lot smarter than me in terms of their knowledge of the advanced metrics and all that stuff. They had been pushing for Walker, a trade for Sean Walker for a long time. And Sean Walker is someone that I would have loved to have in Edmonton's top four. He would have been an upgrade on Cody Ceci. Now, there were some Oilers mainstream media members. Now, I'm not going to name names because this is not don't grab your pitchforks, but there's a few of them that were adamant that a guy like Sean Walker is not an upgrade on Cody Ceci. But I think last night showed just why Sean Walker would have been, he would have been a really good fit, in my opinion. Sean Walker is a fast skater. He can move the puck quickly, and he can score some goals. Sean Walker scored 2 goals last night. Cody Ceci has 2 goals in his last 220 games. So I don't know how anyone can watch how Sean Walker plays and go, oh, no, Cody Ceci's better. No, absolutely not. Especially, a guy like Sean Walker would have been really nice to have against a transition rush attack team like the Avs, because Sean Walker can actually keep up in that type of environment. Obviously, we don't know if Sean Walker would have been a good fit in Edmonton because it comes down to team system, structure, where guys fit, if they don't fit. When discussing team structure and where guys are fitting right now, I did want to talk about the third line for the Oilers: Adam Henrique, Evander Kane, and Connor Brown. Yes, they scored against Washington. Connor Brown had his first goal. It was a great story. But the game last night against the Avs, that line was terrible. They had, and I'm not even kidding, an expected goals for percentage of 9% combined. Those 3 players, when they were on the ice, they were getting absolutely caved in. It was just brutal, those 3. And I kind of wanted to touch on Evander Kane a little bit. There's a lot of Oilers fans. They always tell me, hey, don't worry about Kane in the regular season right now. Yes, he's prone to hot and cold spells. Most goal scorers are, which I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with that. Goal scorers usually go on hot and cold spells. That they're streaky. That's just how they are in the NHL. But the one thing that a lot of fans always talk about and tell me all the time whenever I even remotely criticize a guy like Evander Kane is, well, he'll show up when the games matter. Okay, well, I saw a crazy stat last night. Since December 21st, Evander Kane has 5 goals against playoff teams. That is it, since December 21st. So, all this talk about Evander Kane showing up when it matters, showing up against the big teams, even a game like last night, where is he? Where is he? Now, it's one thing to not be scoring because you can't score every night. Colorado played good. The line matching, we just couldn't get our guys out the way we wanted, I think. And then Knobloch loaded up McDavid and Draisaitl in the third period down by 1. I don't agree with that, but that's a conversation for another day. A guy like Evander Kane, if you're not scoring, what are you doing on the ice? Are you having a positive impact in other areas? Are you able to get the puck out of the zone when you're in trouble? Are you making plays? Are you hitting guys? I know Evander Kane is known to be a physical player, but I didn't really notice him at all last night, not even hitting. And it's surprising because usually your hitting stats go up when you don't have the puck. And that line last night with him, Henrique, and Brown, they didn't have the puck at all. Like, just at all. Terrible, brutal. They did not have a good game. And hopefully that is not a sign that they shouldn't, hopefully that's not a sign of a long-term issue with those 3, because I think Henrique and Brown might be okay together, but Evander Kane, I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out where he should be placed in this lineup. Now, Kane, I liked him the other night against Washington. I liked his reaction. I gave a ton of praise to Evander Kane, said he was being a really good teammate. His reaction to Connor Brown's first goal, he assisted on it, and you could tell Evander Kane was genuinely happy for Brown and happy to have produced and been on the line with him. And I don't think last night shows that this line should be broken up, but it does show that a guy like Evander Kane, I'm starting to struggle with where he fits in the lineup, and I'm starting to be concerned on if he will show up in the playoffs. Kane has in the past showed up in the playoffs. He does score big goals. However, right now, I just have some concerns. That's all. Evander Kane, his streakiness, and for all the talk about him showing up in the big games, didn't show up last night, which was a little disappointing. And speaking of not showing up, the big boys, McDavid and Draisaitl and Nuge and Hyman. Now, Hyman had a goal called back for kicking. Yes, he had his leg kicked from behind him, but Hyman was already in the process of kicking that puck, and he did follow through pretty hard on it. So I understand why they took the goal back. It was not a long review. The referee, it was so funny, he put the headset on, looked at the tablet, nodded his head, took the headset off, went up and said no goal. I just thought that was funny. But Draisaitl was on the ice for all 3 goals against last night for Colorado. McDavid was on the ice for 2 of the goals against. And, I talk about a Kane showing up in the big games. Well, I think McDavid and Draisaitl would have wanted to have a little bit of a better game too. Now, I don't think McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman and Nuge were negatives in terms of their on-ice impacts. But when they're the guys that are on the ice with the goals against to a team as good as Colorado, there's a bit more of a magnet on those guys. And I think McDavid probably wants that game back. Now, he had some looks, and Georgiev, now I'm actually pronouncing his name correctly today because I had a few people let me know in the comments for my video last night. It's Georgiev, not Georgiev, or however I was pronouncing it. It obviously was not correct, so I do want to apologize for that. But Georgiev, he stopped McDavid numerous times, and Georgiev, he had a really good game for Colorado, honestly. Like, a lot better than I was expecting. Colorado has struggled with their goaltending this season, but you wouldn't know it last night. If Colorado plays like that in the playoffs, they're probably going to be the team to beat, honestly, in the Western Conference. So, but just in terms of, just my brain's already scattered. The big guns, Draisaitl, McDavid, Nuge, Hyman. I don't like to pick on them very often because these are the guys that they drag this team with them, and they're the ones that produce consistently. I think it would have been nice to get just a little bit more from them. But credit to the Avalanche, credit to their goaltender. Again, as a fan of hockey, I got to give a lot of credit to the Avalanche. Next thing I want to talk about is Sam Carrick. He had his first goal as an Oiler. It was a nice goal. He was parked in front of the net. Grindy fourth line shift. They worked the puck around. Corey Perry, he lost his stick, but he was able to kick the puck back to the point. We got a shot off. Carrick was in front for the rebound, potted it, put the Oilers up 2-1. The crowd reaction, again, very loud, very exciting. Everyone's happy for Sam Carrick. Now, I did call Sam Carrick Connor Carrick the other day in a video, so I did want to apologize for that as well. But happy for Carrick. Happy he got his first goal as an Oiler. I'm happy it only took about 5 or 6 games for him to get his first goal as an Oiler, because it took Connor Brown about 55 games, but it's fine. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Next thing I want to talk about quickly is Vincent Desharnais. He was injured after that fight last night with Manson. Sounds like a broken finger. Not sure what the timeline is for his recovery, so expect Troy Stecher to play consistently now. Not sure if Stecher will be placed with Nurse or Kulak. Not sure how Chris Knobloch is going to work this, because you can't split up Ekholm and Bouchard, in my opinion. They're just too good of a defense pair to do that. But when it comes to Desharnais' injury, I'm very curious to see if the team is willing to call up Philip Broberg. Broberg has played very well down in Bakersfield, and if you wanted to have a 7th defenseman in case of another injury, I don't think we should be concerned about injuries too much right now. But if Philip Broberg gets a call up, I wouldn't be surprised. And then, last thing I wanted to touch on was the officiating last night. I had a lot of Avs fans in my video last night tell me, hey, stop crying about the officiating. Listen, when I cry about the officiating, one, I always acknowledge that I'm a biased Oilers fan. So when I say, hey, for some reason this wasn't called, guess what? It's because I'm an Oilers fan and I want the Oilers to get power plays and I want them to win. That's just how I am as a fan. It's not me trying to, play woe is me. I'm not sitting here going, oh, the NHL has it out against the Oilers. No, NHL officiating all season has been putrid, disgusting, terrible, all over the league. Every team gets calls. Every team doesn't get calls. Every team has games where the officials, it looks like they're against them. Every team has games where the officials look like they're going to gift you the whole game. Listen, when it comes to NHL officiating, if I'm ever in a video and I'm ranting about it, just know it's because I'm biased and I like just poking some fun. All right. Not a personal thing and not something that I want people to take too seriously when I poke fun at the officials. But that's pretty much my thoughts from the game last night and just the state of the team right now. I know I'm kind of talking a million miles an hour and I'm a little scatterbrained this morning, but there was a lot to talk about. It was an exciting game. I look forward to Edmonton's next matchup against Colorado, which is sometime in early April. I want to say first week of April, but I'd have to look at the schedule and confirm that. The Oilers have 2 more matchups in total against Colorado, so they play each other 3 times this season. First matchup, obviously, last night. So they have 2 more to go. I do know that the Oilers' final game of the season is against the Avalanche. So I do know that, and that could be a Western Conference final. I don't know what word I'm looking for. It could be a look at a Western Conference final match is all I'm saying. But what did you think of the game last night? What do you think of the Oilers just in general, the state of the team, how they've been playing since the trade deadline? Do you think, the lines need to be tweaked a little bit? Should Evander Kane go back up into the top 6? Should he be bumped down to the 4th line? I don't know. But that's kind of my thoughts just in general on the team. I appreciate you guys watching these day after segments. If you like these videos and you want to see more and you like just these discussion videos in general, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe if you really liked it. I do try and provide as much Oilers content as possible. So if you are an Oilers fan and you like this stuff, hey, join the team. We have a great channel here. We have a great community, and I'm proud to be part of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will be back sometime tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I will be back on Tuesday with the pregame report, of course, before the Oilers play the Montreal Canadiens, Le Habs du Montréal. I'm looking forward to that match. Love those 2 teams when they play each other. But again, thanks for watching. I'm going to not keep you guys here too much longer. So take care, guys.